So a while back I worked a noon to late shift on the weekend, right? And I talked about it and said, that's it, I'm not doing these anymore. From this point on, Bruce is going to have to do them. Well, this weekend, one of our co-workers basically had it off for whatever reason. So like this week, this weekend here, one of the day guys called in, or he has floaters, he booked floaters. Now he booked these back in March, which means my boss should have been aware of this and had somebody working noon to 8 today. That should have been called out earlier this week and solved, and either myself or Bruce should have been working noon to 8, and then the other person works 4 to midnight. However, nobody went in for noon to 8 because nobody knew. Well, I knew, but I just didn't want to do my boss's job and tell him, quit doing that, you know? There's only so much you can take from a company when you're trying to get another job and secure your future, and they keep stopping you. So basically what you do is you just stop helping the company survive. You just freaking go about your daily business and do your own shit and fuck it, right? So because of that, there's one guy working today, and he called me, and I didn't answer my phone because I was sleeping, and he called Bruce, and Bruce didn't answer his phone because he was sleeping. So he's working by himself from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. I went and checked my emails, and sure enough, there's a whole whack load of voicemails and stuff. I guess it was busy this morning, and he just couldn't handle the workload. And yeah, so I expect going to work tonight to a bunch of tickets and stuff, and you know, it is what it is, but it's kind of horseshit that the boss didn't see this, because he's the one who actually secured or granted the holidays. So at the time of granting it, he should have made a mental note or an email notification or something to pop up on his screen saying, by the way, make sure you got somebody working noon to 8 or shit ain't gonna work. And he never did. He never did that. And yeah, so friggin' right on. It's not my problem though. I'm not management. I'm just a guy who works there, who works Saturday to Wednesday. What can I do about it? Probably could have went in from 2 till 10. But I don't wanna. Anywho, it's friggin' Saturday, fake Monday here on Vloggin' Life, and all in all, it's been a good morning. Got up at noon, let Scruffy out, had a good shit, good times. So I decided with these two mowers, I was going to make one mower out of two, but I never got any engines with them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these things for parts for my project whenever I get on working on that, which who cares when it happens, it'll happen when it happens, and go from there. But, you know, I really like the steering wheel on this one here. That's a pretty sweet steering wheel. That one there is kind of cool too. It's got little rivets in it. They both have pretty decent seats. This one here is already disconnected. So instead of using like an office chair for the Project Bifta, I can use one of these, and that's what I think I might build. One of those sand buggy like operations. Sit low to the ground, so your center of weight will be really low to the ground. Shouldn't, like the problem with the redneck lawn chair, it's not really a problem, it's just, it's fine because it's awesome because you can catwalk them, is your center of balance, or your center of weight is pretty high, right? And you're sitting right over the rear axle pretty much. So to catwalk them, all you gotta do is rug the throttle and the front end comes up. Well, I kind of don't want that because I kind of want the power to stay, like to push into the ground and not lift the front end. I want it to, instead of sending the power to lift the front end, I want it to propel the machine forward and launch like a bastard. So for that, you want a low center of weight. You don't want the front end to come up. You want all that power to be used to push the vehicle forward and not cause it to flex, you know? And that's the reason why I decided not to go with an office chair, not to go with a lawn chair, to go with something that I can get low to the ground so that you're really, really into it and you can really give her. And I got to make sure that I make it wide enough that it can fit in the back of like a Dodge Caravan. So last night I made 10 bottles like this of blueberry cheesecake. This one here is not completely steeped yet. I didn't give it the 1 week cupboard run. Instead, I really super power steeped it using some techniques you can find on the interwebs, and it's not too bad. However, I made this one here before I got my materials. This is great, okay? Look at how thick it is. Like, it's so brutal, and I got this cut with propylene glycol, which I don't like to do, but I had to do. This stuff here without the propylene glycol was so thick that it wouldn't wick into Japanese cotton. It literally just sat on the top of the Japanese cotton like a blob and didn't do anything. But the taste. Now, I didn't read the warnings on the flavor bottle. Let me show you the flavor bottle here. Okay, it doesn't say it on the bottle itself. On the website it says don't use any more than 3%, but look at how crazy this is. Now this is made with propylene glycol. I thought this was made of vegetable glycerin. Okay. It's such a thick juice that they recommend using no more than 3% in your bottle. So when you mix it with Juice Me Up, which is a program you can download for mixing your juices, you don't want to use any more than 3% of that shit, or otherwise you end up with tar paste like this. Now, I've been just dripping this stuff here and hitting it, and it's not too bad, but heaven forbid it leaks and gets on your shirt, because I'm 100% sure she'll stain. Like, oh, big times. But I drilled the rest of the bottles up here for steeping purposes, and as you can see, they're already going yellow, which is awesome. What are you doing, trying to sneak into the bedroom, eh? You know better. You always sleep underneath the bed. You know how you get the best night's sleep? Is when your cat goes underneath the bed and she's so content she starts purring, and it causes the bed springs on the bed to rattle with her purr. Fuck, you sleep like a baby when that happens. You know when you wake up real quick? When she decides to come up on top of the bed and claw at your feet. Just noticed YouTube has this new thing called videos in playlists. So I clicked on it, and I have no idea what the frig this graph means. It's showing all sorts of different numbers and stuff, and I'm not exactly sure if this means people added these to playlists or what. Like this one here says 27, and then over here it's like friggin' 8, and then 17, and then 9. And you scroll down here, and it shows, like for instance, we'll go with the Miss Majestic Colonial Miss Bikini Contest. Apparently 61 videos in playlists. Videos added to playlists, so people are adding my videos to their own playlists. Videos removed from playlists, 12, so then they removed them later on. Makes me wonder if people are friggin' flapping off to some dirty bikini stuff. So this here says the number of times your videos were added to viewers' playlists, including favorites in the selected date region and other filters. And then you come over here to videos in playlists, and it says the number of times your videos were included in viewers' playlists. And obviously this one here is the number of times it was removed from a playlist. Okay, including favorites. So now you can see who's favoriting your videos, I guess. Well, that's kind of cool. Oh my god, Scamper, stop with the meowing. So, you know, they added this one here, and if you look, it's a lot of, well, a lot of the videos are the vlogs, but a lot of them are mostly the tech stuff, like the Acer One Aspire, Sony Vegas tutorial, and all that. So, don't know when they added that feature to YouTube, but that's kind of cool if you're a stat whore and you're all about the numbers and you want to keep an eye on shit. So, right on. Pretty sweet, I guess. I don't know. Kind of cool that you can actually keep an eye on that kind of stuff. Sweet. They also added this cards thing, but I ain't getting shit off of that. It says, data is not available for the selected report, content, date range. If possible, try selecting a broader date range, different content, come back in 1 to 2 days after most recent data has been processed. Yo, I think that's too new, and I'm gonna have to wait a couple days to see what the hell that actually does. Friggin' YouTube adding shit all the time that they don't need. Probably. It's like lately all the stuff added to YouTube is for stat whores, and I barely ever check my stats. I usually just upload, and every once in a while if I'm bored I'll go check the comments and see what people are bad-mouthing me about this time, you know, and to go from there. So it's kind of cool that they've added some stuff that, you know, people who actually want to see if their videos are getting put out there on playlists and stuff, now they can find out. Like, you know how Pug1 always says at the end of his video, like, favorite my stuff because that helps out Pug1 big times. Well, now Pug1 can go and check out to see if his videos are getting favorited and playlisted, and see if his spiel at the end of his videos are working out for him, I guess. I don't know, but that's kind of cool, kind of neat. Not something I really would use. I just like making videos and putting them up on the internet, but teach their own, I guess. Some people can probably use that to get more strategic about their videos and see what kind of videos people are sharing and liking, and, you know, really make their content more geared towards that kind of an audience so they can, you know, extend their views and get their videos pushed out more and get people to like their shit better and whatnot. But I just like making videos and putting them up, so it is what it is. Lol. Just check the tech channel. Look at this. Okay, so you got like 5 and 5 and 0 and 4 and 8 and 4. So it shows you like it's in 5 playlists, it's been added 5 times, been removed 0. It's in 4 playlists, it's been added 8 times, but 4 times removed. But then you come down here and it's like, videos and playlist, -1. It's been added 0 times and been removed once. How can you remove it if it's never been added? That is hilarious. And I don't think I've made playlists on this channel. Not really. I did some for the dart videos, but that's about it. That is hilarious. Anywho, it's 3:30. I gotta head off to work, so this should be fun. I'm also primed tonight, so it's gonna be busier than fuck. Also should be fun. I have a dart on me, right? No, I'm an idiot. Oh, okay. Freak's sakes. Just made all this delicious dart juice so I could dart it, and I forgot my frickin' dart. Got my dart. I was watching the view screen while I was upstairs, and Oreo and Scampers got into it pretty hardcore. Fucking huge fight. Well, they're just playing, but pretty funny nonetheless. So, anyway, we better skedaddle and friggin' get off to work. Let's do this. So yeah, I've been thinking about that minivan all night and contemplating shit. And it's funny, like I mentioned yesterday about buying the new one's going to be $195 bi-weekly. and $150 a month for insurance. So then for shits and giggles, I looked into it. I probably repeated myself. I don't remember if I talked about this yesterday on the vlog or not. But I did an online quote of the 2015 versus the 2012. And the 2012 is the same to insure as it is for me to insure this car. Like, there's no increased payments. And what's pretty fucky about the insurance companies around here, I don't know, maybe it's everywhere, if you guys can, confirm that in your areas. But let's say you're mid-term on your insurance. So like you start in January, and then come May you buy a car, and that car is worth more in insurance. Well, then you gotta pay, like let's say you're paying $110 a month for your insurance, or $100 a month for your insurance, and you buy a new car and it's worth $130 a month in insurance. You have to pay the previous months that you didn't pay that in insurance. So literally you're paying for insurance on a vehicle that you didn't own for the months that you didn't own it. And it's pretty fucked that they get away with this. It doesn't make sense to me. It's like, why should I have to pay insurance on a vehicle that I didn't own back in January and had no chance of wrecking, but I own it now? But that's what they do, is if you accidentally buy a new car during midterm, that's how they get you. Pretty fucked. Like when I was talking to my insurance broker about it yesterday, well, she scared the fuck out of me first off, because I called it in. I was over at the dealership there, and I called it in, and I said, what would it cost to insure a 2015 Dodge Caravan SE? So she ran the VIN number and everything, and she said $1,700 a year, but I heard $7,200 a year, and I'm like, fucking what? $7,200? And I'm trying to think of the math on that, and that'd be like $400 a month to insure a vehicle. Totally isn't worth it. And I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. Then I'm starting to think, like, how do people drive real minivans? She goes, no, $1,700. And it came up to like $148 a month for insurance for full coverage. Where with the 2012 full coverage, it's $110, which is the same as this piece of shit. So actually it's a little cheaper than this piece of shit. So now I wonder if they will give me a discounted rate for the months that I didn't own the Grand Caravan, but have to pay for those months. I wonder if they'll give you a discount, or if they just negate that and say, well, no, that's money out of our pocket, fuck yourself, Because keep in mind, people, insurance companies aren't out there to make your life easier in case you get into a fender bender. They're out to make money, and they don't care if they got to screw you over. That's why they sell, like, Dad, for instance, he's with an insurance company that has this thing that you can get 10% off your monthly insurance by putting a stupid little chip in your OBD2, like it's a little black box that you plug into the OBD2, and it records all the car's telemetry while you're driving. So if you get into an accident, they will know what speed you're traveling at, if you were speeding, if you were braking hard, if the engine was under heavy load, if you're a corner, like whatever the computer can record, they will have that knowledge to use in a case against giving you your claim. And that's why these companies are doing it. And it's like, well, if you're a good driver, you have nothing to worry about. But if you're a bad driver, then you have everything to worry about. And it's like, no, it doesn't matter if you're good or bad. Sometimes you fuck up. Sometimes you make a mistake. We're only human. And you can't do that to us. Like, you can't treat us that way. By putting a fucking chip in there so you can find a way to not, like if you fucked up and you hit somebody and they get hurt and they sue you for $2 million and the insurance company says, yeah, you know what? You were doing 70 and a 50 according to the doohickey, so you're fucked. According to the black box, you're doing this, so we're not going to cover you now, and you're going to lose out, and now you got to come up with $2 million to pay your settlement. You're basically fucked for life. I fucking hate this turn off. It's not an on-ramp either, It's just a fucking turn on, like a merge direct. It doesn't have a merging lane, and people always want to turn over there to go to Burger World. And it causes congestion. Not too bad today, but during the weekdays, man, you could be locked at that friggin' turn for at least a good 5-10 minutes. But yeah, so I did the insurance quote on the 2012, and it was actually cheaper. Like, I'm paying $115 a month for this pile of piss, and it's only insured for $3,700. So if this thing gets crumpled up into a beer can, I get $3,700, and that's it. Whoop-de-doo. Where if I wreck the minivan, I'll get the $13,000 of the value that it's insured for, but I'm paying $110 a month. Makes no freaking sense. But the reason why is because this car is classified as a sport touring because of the stupid GT badge. For some reason a G6 V6 which is pretty much the same car except for the transmission, is cheaper to insure than a G6 GT. Not like my car is that much quicker or snappier, just has a lot more bells and whistles to break. Oh man, I got acid reflux happening right now, like a motherfucker. Oh, I think I have Tums at work too. I'm gonna down like 72 of them. But yeah, the guy from Honda called about the red one, and yeah, that thing's sold. That thing's gone. Buddy came and picked it up. He put a $500 down payment on, or hold on it. What was it, Thursday I went in? And then Friday he went and scooped it up. But that's fine, because I'm kind of really liking the idea of the black one in Sunridge, because number one, it doesn't have 100,000 kilometers on it. Number two, it's a newer year. 2011 was a bad year for the Caravan. I didn't know that. Adrian told me. There's a problem with the brakes, and you got to do some special work to the brakes. Otherwise, what happens is the caliper, when you go to engage the brake, only one side presses in, and it causes premature warpage of the rotors. And when Adrian fixed his brakes, he went to Parts Source or CarQuest or one of those fucking places. He's like, yeah, I need new calipers for a 2011 Dodge Caravan. And they knew right away what the problem was, and they knew exactly what to sell them and give them the grease and all that shit to solve the problem. Like, oh, okay, perfect. And apparently in 2012 they fixed that, and so on and so forth. So I'm really happy that Adrian has all this knowledge that he could dump upon me, so that I could have this knowledge for my own, you know, my own purpose. So that's freaking perfect. So yeah, I'll probably go with the 2012 Caravan. We'll see how this place goes though, because apparently I'm gonna get in shit on Monday, so we'll see if I still have a job before I decide to buy a new car, for fuck's sakes. But anyway, people, that's pretty much it for today's vlog. I'm at work now. Bruce is beside me in his truck. You can definitely not see him through the window because of the light glare, but he's beside me in his truck, and neither one of us came in for noon, so that's probably what I'm going to get in shit for. And well, they can't really fire me because it's not like I did anything wrong. I just wasn't my fault my boss didn't friggin' do his job. It's not my job to hold his hand either. That's not what they hired me for. They hired me to hold the customer's hand, frig sakes. But anyway, on that note, I'm going to shut her down here. So big time thanks for watching, like, favorite, comment as always, and until next time, people, keep on vlogging.